Hi, I'm Sheila L. Haidt, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about this week's astrology. So this week's astrology is kind of like, you know what it's like when you save up all the good parts and you're going to experience all the good bits all at once? Well, astrology has done that. They may not all be good bits, but they're all intense bits. This is quite a week. Things happening, things entering signs, things leaving signs, aspects happening, full moons. It's wild. So I'll start with Monday. Monday, Mercury goes retrograde. Mercury is the planet of communication. Mercury is the planet of travel. Mercury has to do with getting from one place to another, either verbally, communication-wise, or physically, roadways. Mercury has a lot to do with with the quality of our lives and how we progress with that. So when Mercury goes retrograde, all manner of things can and will happen, and a lot of them are not what we want. The best thing to do when Mercury goes retrograde is remember that you are not in control. You are in the passenger seat, and the universe will take suggestions, but is going to do it its way. And its way is to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth over a point until perhaps, hopefully, you get it. So many times with Mercury retrograde, people sign papers, people make hard and fast commitments. Mercury retrograde is not a time for that. It's a time when you need to be as careful as you can be. You need to think about what you're going to say. You need to think about whether or not you need to say it. And then you need to be very careful about who you say it to, because all of this is around the area of communication. So what you want to do when this Mercury, which will be in the sign of Cancer, which is very emotional, what you want to do is you want to ask, am I saying or thinking or feeling this way because this is really where I'm at? Or am I saying or thinking or feeling this way because I have imagined or I have made something up? It is super important because with Mercury not going forward in a direct manner and it's going inward, we are doing nothing but looking through our repository of emotions, of feelings, of intuition, of the effects our lives have had on us. We can be in charge of this 3.5 weeks. This ends on July 23rd. We can be in charge of this 3.5 weeks by understanding that we're not in charge, that there is certain protocol. Do not sign anything if you can help it. Not a time to buy big ticket items. Not a time to make binding commitments. It's a time to think. It's a time to research. It's great for retrograde. You can research. It's a time for you to review. It's a time for you to take a look at and delve into what makes something work. But it is not a time to make decisions on getting that thing that you found out works a particular way, on getting it to behave in a certain way. It's really a time to look, to listen, and to let the energy and information come to you. So, because Mercury retrograde is in Cancer, family members and family matters may be very important. Pay attention to them, but remember, things are going in and out and back and forth. So, no hard and fast agreements. Also on Monday, as if Mercury going retrograde isn't big enough, also on Monday, the moon will be in Capricorn. Great. What does that mean? That means that the sun is in Cancer. Its opposite sign is Capricorn. That means that we have a full moon in Capricorn. Well, what does that mean? That is, I'll read this. Above all, be honest with yourself about what's really going on, not just what you want to be going on. This is a great time for you to say, I need to plant my feet firmly on the ground. Capricorn is about being grounded, and I need to know that there's much more going on here than I'm aware of. One of the aspects of this full moon in Capricorn is two very big planets are making a square. A square is a frictional, abrasive aspect. They're making a square to this full moon. The full moon is already explosive. The full moon, things are already happening. Well, the planets are Saturn, which is responsibility, discipline, restriction, and the rules, and Neptune, which is spirituality, the soul's journey, also illusion and deception. What's really going on here? The planet of what's really going on here, Saturn, and the planet of I don't know what's really going on here, Neptune, are in an abrasive, frictional aspect to that full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, Capricorn wants to know what it is. What is the structure of it? Not what you want it to be, not how it makes you feel even, but what is it? So with this square, you are being told that if you cannot see it, you cannot weigh it, if you cannot measure it, then you need to be very careful around it. This is not a time for supposition. This is a time to know. So what you can do is you can avoid power struggles, because there will be power struggles on both your inner level and your outer world. So avoid those. Rest, relax, chamomile tea, ankle weights to help you stay grounded, and a lot of naps. That's your best friend. If you do too much efforting, or another way of putting it is if you try to push the river, this is only going to result in stress, discord, and disappointment. It's a big time. Now, the full moon is tomorrow, Monday. I hope you made moon water, and if you haven't, now is a good time. You've got until 3 days after the full moon to let that moon water, in a sense, cure. And this is very powerful moon water. Then drink it after that. Pour it on your plants. Feed it to your pets or let your pets drink it. It's invigorating. And this one will help you. This particular moon in Capricorn, full moon in Capricorn, will help you build what you want to build. Not just dream it, but actually do it. Also on Monday, Mars, the planet of how we take action, the planet of how we get things done, the planet of conflict, the planet of explosiveness. Mars will square, another square, the nodes. The nodes are not planets, but the nodes are important points in our charts. And the nodes, there's the north node, there's the south node. The south node is all that we've ever done or been, and the north node is what we can make of all we've ever done or been. And so when we have Mars, how to get things done, squaring that axis of, wow, this is where I've been and this is where I'm going, we have to be very careful. And we have been here before. Mars has squared the nodes recently, and we're still in in a sense, we're still in that energy field. This aspect of Mars square the nodes reminds us to be clear in our motivation. Please avoid being tempted to speak or act by emotional stimulus. You might be right, but you are not correct in how you're about to express it. Whatever you say or do in the heat of the moment will have far-reaching effects. You don't want to have to clean up something for years that just escaped. I don't know, it just came out. You're in charge of you, and you're in charge of what comes out. So pay attention. Act accordingly. The next thing that happens on Monday is the planet Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet of luck and blessings. The planet of Jupiter leaves the sign Cancer, the watery, emotional sign Cancer, and goes into the dramatic, demonstrative, showy sign of Leo. It's time to put on the crown. It's time to show up in your life as the divine being that you are. You need to understand that at this time, as Jupiter goes into Leo, and it'll be there for a year, this is a time for you to understand this is not a quiet or dull aspect. You are not expected to be quiet or dull. You have to definitely act or behave in a way that doesn't disrupt the status quo, but you're encouraged to just be expressive, to be dramatic. For those of you who already are, this is like your own personal 12-month holiday. For those of you who are not ordinarily that way, you'll find that you'll want to express that at certain points, in certain ways, you'll want to express in that way. Go for it. Just don't overdo it. So you may too often feel that you need to be in the spotlight. Please monitor any grandiose feelings that may occur, because even though you could say, Jupiter made me do it, you still have to pay the price. It's very important to avoid being led by your ego. Please don't let that happen. Please don't let power plays ruin or rule your life, because if power plays and ego begin to rule your life, they will ruin your life. Everything in moderation, including this grand and fantastic celebration of self. That's what Jupiter and Leo promises. Then on Friday, we have Mars, the planet that rules how we take action. We have Mars, the planet of confrontation. We have Mars, the planet of getting things done. It is together with, we call it conjunct. It is together with the planet Uranus. Well, this will be during the week of the U.S.'s 250th anniversary. And when the U.S. was born in 1776, Mars was together with the planet Uranus. Now, Uranus is anything can happen, and Mars is, wow, I'm going to do something. And the something can be wonderfully soft and benign, or it can be, wow, dramatically explosive. And so we have to be aware that what we say and what we do, especially during the time that Mars is together with Uranus, it's a very volatile period. And it's not just for one day. And even though I say Friday is the peak, but it's building up to that, and then it'll release that energy. But for the next, I'd say several weeks, we have to be careful, because what we do is going to ignite what can happen, and we never know what that will be. So since Mars together with Uranus is the aspect of anything can happen, please be careful not to be tempted to be impulsive. Please, you will be tempted. Please don't act on it. And also consciously check in on yourself often. And by that, I mean, ask, how am I feeling? What's going on? What's really happening here? I want to do this. What is it I really, really want to do, instead of being just dragged into an emotional, dramatic, volatile situation? Be your truth. It's really important. But not just speak it, be it. And so many times people speak it and think that's enough. No, you must act that way. Mars, how we take action. You must act that way. When you do, Uranus, the planet of anything can happen, which is also the planet of divine insight and help from others. If you are your truth, then you will have lots of support in the universe. And avoid people who are irritable and emotional, because it really has nothing to do with you. Do not take it personally. Don't feel that you've got to correct them or show them the way. Let them figure it out. You handled you. And then on Sunday, we have Mars again. This is the third time Mars has shown up this week. Mars trine Pluto. A trine is a harmonious, beneficial aspect. And it's like a triangle. So Mars is the baby Pluto. That's what we say. Mars, in all of its explosiveness, its passion, is the baby Pluto. Pluto is big explosion. Pluto is gigantic transformation. Pluto is, wow, that really did happen. So when Mars and Pluto get together, it's a lot like a family reunion. Be mindful of your actions. You don't want to be so assertive that you turn people off or that you start World War III. Please check in often with yourself and make sure you're being willing and not willful. And there is a big, big, big difference, because both Mars and Pluto have something to do with the root word there, will. Your will is very strong, and everybody needs a good, strong will. However, it's how you use that good, strong will that determines the quality of your life. If you are willing, you are assisting all of the good and the positive that can help you. If you are willful, you are like rust on a faucet. Nothing moves. There's total frustration and talk about the problems that arise when that happens. So follow your intuition and be the epitome of compassion in your words and actions, especially with Mars together, trine Pluto. So on that note, I will say, be sure to, as I said before, make the moon water. If it's only for this one day today and the next 3 days, this is such a powerful full moon. You'll receive the energy that you need to receive by making and drinking that moon water. This is the time to show up for what you stand for what you believe in. Don't just talk your truth, be your truth. And I'll end with, I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And I will not let what I cannot do stop me from doing what I can do. Bye.